Move it or lose it. Every day, I move every part of my body, from my toes all the way up to my head, and get my heart beating. And it's not just for the physical, it's for the mental. It gets me balanced. It's for the emotional, it challenges me. And it's for the spiritual, it gets me now and gets me present. It's a joy to use the body and to use it to its absolute maximum. We see people doing amazing things. What's true for one human being is true for others. It doesn't need to cost a lot of money. All you need is this, your body. That is it, and you can do everything you need to do to get all the physical exercise you need. You don't need to go to a gym. You don't need to spend all that money. You can just use your body. I mean, sure, go to the gym if you want to meet people or, get a bit of motivation. But really, all you need is you, is me, is yourself. I put my physical exercise into 3 categories. You've got balance, you've got resistance, and you've got stretching. And I do all of them every day. And it won't take up a lot of time, and you get all the physical exercise you need. Now, a good one to start the morning off is the 5 Tibetan rites. There's plenty of YouTube videos on how to do it absolutely correctly, perfect technique and all that sort of thing. I'm just going to show you roughly right now. Now you're going to have to stand up and kind of get in front of the computer and just copy with me. Now, the 5 Tibetan rites, I'm going to start with the first one, which is spinning. So this is good for balance. Now, one thing good for balance is keeping your palms of your hands in your peripheral vision. You drop your hands back, you drop your balance back. Hands just slightly forward so you can see them, shoulders forward, and you will keep your balance. Then we're going to spin around slowly and spot, like this. You got the idea? Hands forward, stay there. Now, the idea is you do 21 of these. That's what you work up to. Why 21? I got no idea. Maybe it's a spiritual thing. But 21 is kind of the goal in the 5 Tibetan rites. Just starting out, start at 11 and move up by odd numbers. But I'll just give you the idea now. And this is the speed I do it. There's other techniques that do, might say a certain speed or anything like that. But this is the way I do it. And I seem to always go clockwise, just because it's comfortable for me. So we go like this, spotting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll stop there. I'm feeling a bit giddy. I just stand, wait till everything gets a little bit steady. And that's the first one. So the 5 Tibetan rites, it encompasses everything. That's the balance. Now we're going to get to do a bit of core. And I love core. Core is part of acrobatics. And I was a freestyle skier, so I love working the core. This one, you just lie on your back, hands by your side, feet, toes curled back up towards you, and then you reach your face to the sky and reach your feet to the sky at the same time, squeezing your stomach, not lifting here and lifting back here, but squeezing the stomach to do it all. And then go 2. There, okay, now let's start. Let's just do 11. Do it with me, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then relax down. You can feel it working. Even with 11, I feel it work in my stomach. Then the next one. This one's a kooky one. You get on your knees, you get on your toes at the back there. See, like this. Put your hands on your bum, and then we're going to go back. And this is where we're going to do a bit of resistance work on our quads. We'll feel our quads and also stretch our back out a little bit. So watching me, hands on your butt, stay up, and lean all the way back as far as you can go. Look far back, and then up and look forward. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, feel it burn in here. And then looking back, it stretches, it's great. Now the next one, I kind of call the tabletop. As I said, I don't know all the real names, the proper techniques, you can go search on YouTube, but this is the tabletop. Hands by your side, like this. Feet in front of you, I'll do it sideways here. And knees up, push your hips up, head back, and you feel a stretch in your shoulders. So this one stretches and works out your butt. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're almost there. That's 4, now the 5th of the Tibetan rites. This is, I think in yoga they call it downward dog and up again. I'm not too up on all that terminology, but this one again will stretch and work out our shoulders too. This is what's great, getting your shoulders moving. A lot of people, we're working with our arms down here, getting your shoulders up, and using your whole range of motion with your shoulders. It's just fantastic. So here's the next one. So you get in this position, you lock out your elbows and you lock out your knees. Keep them locked out and then move forward, look up, move back and look through with your head as far as you can to get those shoulders going back as far. Here we go. So that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I did 12. I kind of got carried away. I love that feeling of that one. It's feels great. So that's a good way to start the day and get things going. I know a lot of people that do that. I actually don't do it every day. My other thing that I really love to do is just ride my bicycle as hard as I can down to the beach, which is not far from me, and go for a swim and then ride my bike back. And that kind of does all that kind of same sort of movement and exercise. But when I'm not at home, I always do the 5 Tibetan rites and do it as a warm-up for also when I'm coaching acrobatics. Now the next part is resistance. And we got a little bit of resistance there, but if you're going to do some resistance during the day, that's what I mean, I pedal my bike as hard as I can, get my legs going hard. Push-ups, just push-ups to fail. 1, 2, you just do that to fail, gets your heart going, and just works your muscles. And you can choose a different exercise. Other places you can go do all this when you go to the park, or, I go to the park with my kids, and I just play on all the equipment there and have a blast. So that's another way of doing it. The next part is, so resistance, you can get that anywhere. Now, if you're a champion athlete, obviously you've got your own routine, you're going to do that. This is just for a regular person. Just someone who wants to keep fit during the day, and you don't have to do much. Now, balance. Balance, I love it. Balance then gives us a challenge. It works those micro muscles to make us keep our balance. And even just helps you to see if you're centered in your mind. If you've got some stuff going on in your head and you try and balance, it can, it's hard to hold it. So that's what I mean about this physical part really affects your mental part. So one thing with balance, we can just balance on our feet, go up onto our toes, and hold that. Just hold that balance. Sometimes that's hard. Sometimes even I find that difficult. And then come down. The next one is 1 foot. I mean, that's pretty easy. Let's just do 1 foot. Now let's do 1 foot with eyes closed. You feel it work the muscles in your ankle, especially there. And then, and I change my point. Sometimes I can't do it. Oh, am I a little unbalanced mentally right now? But the sort of balance I like is the ones that really challenge. Upside down balance. So let's start with just headstands. I'll get my head stuck in here. Headstands are so easy to do. And when you're bald, I cup it like this and I do it like this. The bigger the triangle with your hands out, head in, that works good. But basic, put my hands in here. I just muck around with throwing my feet and keeping the balance. Being upside down does a lot of things. It gets your lymphatic system going. There's a whole bunch of other science, health stuff for it. Just do it and you'll feel great. That's not so difficult, headstands. What is real fun is hand balancing. And you got the crow where you do this, and that's hand balancing. That's a nice, easy hand balance. But start doing handstands and learning how to do handstands properly. It's just so much fun. You can work up against the wall to start with, but once you get going, working on hand balancing builds muscles in your arms. And it's a fun challenge, and I can do it anywhere. I just do it in between flipping pancakes on the floor in the kitchen. I love hand balancing. I'm working on the one hand. So with hand balancing, you can kick up to it, but this is where the challenge will go on forever. You can never master the art of hand balancing. Oh, see that? The sand makes it difficult. And you've got to breathe. Oh, all these exercises, breathe. I didn't really talk about that too much, but breathe. As I said, I'm working on the one hand, but I'm not quite there yet. At the end of the day, I always finish with stretch. Some people like to start the day with a sun salutation. I do it at the end of the day because that's what I like to do just before I hop in bed to limber my muscles. And maybe I should call it the moon salutation because I do it at late at night normally. And again, there's so many different techniques, so many different ways of doing it. I like to challenge it. So this, and it is so quick. So I'm like lying, maybe I was watching a movie and I'm going to bed and I go, oh, I haven't stretched. So I quickly jump up and this is how quick I do it. Up, down, back. Right foot forward. And that's it. It does a lot of the muscles. It's awesome. Now, you can also go really slowly and go through it several times if you really feel you need to stretch more. And what I like to do, get up there on the toes, up, and really breathe out each stretch. With a breath hold, and a push, and then a breath out. Down, breathe in, hold, and then breathe out. Put my right leg back and stretch out the groin area here and keep upright. Now I like to just push a little bit more and do the splits. I can't quite go all the way, but I just like to just push that stretch just a little bit further. Then feet together, the downward dog or whatever this is called. Come forward, stretch out lower back. Oh. Put your head through. And up. Usually I do a push-up, just one push-up, just to feel my muscles. Right foot forward. And then into the splits. If you can do that, or just push it, you know. And feet together. And then I get in my downhill ski racer mode, and when I breathe out, sometimes I feel my lower back just crack along there, and it feels like it just relaxes. And then stand up. That is it. That's how easy it is. It doesn't take long. You can do it quickly. And it just feels good to be alive.